Bruce Lee said, "Be like water." If this movie were water, it would be, well, whatever water is most insulting to Bruce Lee's legacy. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about the Bruce Lee biopic called Birth of the Dragon. Set in the 1960s, Bruce Lee fights Kung Fu master Wong Jack Man, both having their own reasons for the battle. Oh, and also they fight the Chinese mob to help a young American free his new girlfriend from their clutches. And in the process, they destroy the mob's sex trafficking business. That happened, right? Well, ultimately, I'm going to call this film really dumb. I do have to say that its biggest problem was its lack of focus. Now, let me ask you this. You would think a movie about Bruce Lee would be about Bruce Lee, right? Well, yes, it does have Bruce Lee in it, and they do some stuff with him. This movie is all about a bunch of other things, not about the fight between Bruce Lee and Wong Jack Man. If this movie would have focused on those two characters and those two characters alone, it might have actually worked. The final act of this movie should have been the fight between them. Instead, there is a ton of stuff that happens afterwards. If they would have cut out the stuff about the Chinese mob and the stuff about the girlfriend and the American student, a lot of this movie would have worked way better. Now, I mentioned that this movie should have been about the fight between Wong Jack Man and Bruce Lee. So let's talk about the fight, shall we? The big fight in this movie is just terrible. It's got choppy editing, and they add slow down and speed up effects and a bunch of other stuff that makes it just look dumb. In the process of terrible editing, it also makes the fight feel less important. When it came to the style of this fight, it should have looked and felt straight out of a Chinese martial arts film. I know they were trying to make it look mystical and spiritual, but they failed miserably. I do have to admit that the final fight of the movie's okay. While it has decent action, I also have to say that the story made it pointless. I also have to say that while it's okay, I have seen way better in many other films. In the end, you probably knew I was going to say this, you might as well just watch Bruce Lee films instead. I have to say that I can't recommend Birth of the Dragon to anybody. I feel that the lack of focus and subpar action just takes away what could have been a really cool story. I feel that the legacy of Bruce Lee deserves a lot more than this. As always, thank you so much for watching. What did you think of Birth of the Dragon? Feel free to comment on it down in the section below. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino. Till next time.